Renegade Pineapple presents
Hello and welcome back to Renegade Pineapple. I'm here with Rosomo.
Hello.
And we are still playing through some of his favourite PS4 games. This is Bloodborne, which is your game of the year.
This is definitely my game of the year. I think it's unbelievably brilliant.
I have not played any of it. You've completed the entire thing. You've done every single thing.
I've completed it. I platinumed it. So I've done mostly everything you can do. There probably is a couple of extra things but mostly I've played it till there's some. I've played it for a long time. It's brilliant. It's really it's probably the biggest surprise for me. I've only played one other Souls game. It's not really a Souls game, but it's a From Software game. I've only played Demon Souls and I didn't like it. I only played the first about half an hour into it. I just couldn't get into it. Werewolf is absolutely gnarling me, and so
Weird looking werewolf. They're very strange.
So it's like a werewolf. He's like a man that's been totally taken over by them.
Nice.
It totally surprised me because obviously the one thing that people mention about these From games are they're incredibly hard. They're incredibly challenging. Let's not say hard, they're challenging. But and as I said, I played Demon Souls and I just couldn't get into it. It was very slow.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I bought it years after it came out, and so I gave up on that. And then, then Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 happened, and I was like, "It's a Souls game. I'm not going to get into it."
I think no, it wasn't that. No, it's a different game entirely. I'm thinking of. I feel like I don't think I played either of those either. I don't think I've played any of these.
None of them.
None.
I think you would know it if you played it.
How would you describe these games if you were to compare it to a different? Obviously, they're not a series, but a different. They're all kind of a series in a way because they're all kind of similar themed.
They're not similar themed. They're almost like the Final Fantasy. What Final Fantasy are like from each other. There's kind of like mechanics.
Yeah.
Like that. As I said, I haven't played much of Dark Souls. Dark Souls is different because the reason I didn't like Dark Souls and Demon Souls was because there's a very high emphasis on defense. You know you have to know when you defend, and then when Bloodborne was announced, they were like the emphasis is on attack, and even once you attack, even to show that. If you get attacked, you have a certain amount of time to counterattack, and that will help you regain health. So immediately they said it was a faster type of gameplay, and that immediately piqued my interest. That's why I invested in it.
So is it more linked to the series only in the fact that it's more like having an auteur company? You can tell it's made by the same people.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It's not a series, but there are similarities.
Yeah, like the art style is similar.
How would you compare this to other game series then? What would you say it was like for anyone who's not played any of them?
What was it like?
What other games would you compare it to?
I would say I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I would compare this
specific one.
Yeah, I would compare it to Devil May Cry, which is really weird because it is really not like it.
From watching the setup of it, from just what you've done,
it's
kind of like a hack and slash without the hack and slash part.
That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's a hack and slash, but with a nice little bit of RPG element into it.
So it would be kind of like if you had Devil May Cry, God of War is the other one I would throw into that camp of the biggest hack and slash games. So it's kind of like that, except you've got slower sword play.
You've got it's slower.
But have you still got like the RPG side to it, like they do a bit?
And it's much
item collection and stuff.
It's an item collection, but it's much more tactical. You have to know your enemy very, very well. You could go through a God of War game or even a Devil May Cry game, and you could get through it quite easily. Like,
has it got the puzzle elements to it like those two as well?
Not really.
They're not like standard hack and slash, are they? They've both got quite a lot of
little
puzzles.
No, this is really straightforward. It's very basic. On the surface, it's very basic. But the good thing about this game is, on the surface, it's basic. But if you can go as deep as you want to go. This guy will probably kill me, actually, because I'm actually.
You've got a magic system as well.
You have items, so you can perform magic. Your main healing, the actual main item you use, is to heal. Wow. This guy is going to kill me, even if I can hit him. At the beginning of the game, those guys actually are very, very hardcore.
Yeah.
So they're quite easy once you get. And that's right. We're coming back to this after a couple of. I'm a bit rusty at this game, but I just wanted to show you it and talk about it a little bit because I think it is the game of the end. But yeah, it's very basic on the surface, but it's underneath. The idea behind it is underneath. There's a lot of substance. Even the story, there isn't really a storyline to it. You're given instructions that you got to make it to like dawn basically, and then like you're just playing through it and just playing through the levels. And there's another one of these guys. And thankfully, I use a quick weapon. And so there isn't really any story at all. Yeah. But then, if you read up all the items and you read up all the notes, pieces together, and it's really, really interesting. And just look at it, like the environment, it's like looks like nothing.
Very macabre setup. Like everything is quite demony and
Victorian.
Dark.
It's like Victorian and like old. I think it's
medieval. You're obviously supposed to be quite medieval yourself.
Not really.
Judging by his armour.
No, that's because I've
just the armour that you've got.
Yes, just the armour I've got. Actually, it's very Victorian, more like 18th century.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, not like 18th century, 19th century. But like it's and it's simple to use. The reason it caught me is I've started playing it, and the first part of it, the first hour of gameplay, will get to you, like hurts you to your core.
It's incredibly difficult.
It's so difficult because you're at level 1, and you need to learn how it works, and you need to it has to teach you a couple of hard-earned lessons.
Yeah.
But then once you learn those lessons, by the end of that first level, once you defeat the first boss, once you've learnt that lesson, then you can go through it, and it's so good. There should have been a boss in there, I think, but I've actually defeated it.
Yeah, it's hard to find stuff as you've already completed the whole game.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of it. It really, really is awesome. I'm just going to go through here.
So do you have you can change your armour and stuff like that?
You can change your armour. I can show you the. Let me just light this up. So you can change your armour. So all this attire, these are all the hoods and stuff like that. Change your weapon. The weapon types are really interesting because each weapon has two different forms, like a heavy mode and a lighter mode. One's usually quicker than the other, one's heavier than the other. But there's some really intriguing weapons, like there's it's like a wheel off a carriage. It's really weird.
Or like a chakram type.
Almost, but it's too big for that. It's like huge. Yeah.
What are the level setups like? Is it?
It's you could go through it and not stop.
All right.
In actual fact, because you die a lot, you have to see a lot of loading screens, and sadly loading is quite bad. But you could just go through it and just keep on playing it.
But you warp into worlds from a main hub.
You have a central hub, which is like a little church, which is actually not connected to anywhere. It's in like the ether. So you have to actually teleport to get to there. That's also where you make all your upgrades.
And you go through rooms. So is it kind of a little bit of dungeon crawler going on as well? Not from the usual
It can be,
perspective.
because there's this extra. You've got the main game, and then you've got this extra part where you can it's like based on maps. You can put these ingredients together and make a new dungeon. So there's a bit of not like you like personally making it, but it randomly makes a roguelike dungeon. So it randomly creates this dungeon, and then depending on the rarer the ingredients, the more harder the enemies are. Obviously, I'm on a quite easy one considering my level. But yeah, this is what we're in. We're in a challenge dungeon now.
Yeah.
So blood vials is like how you heal. So where am I going?
Are there a lot of there are a lot of boss fights? Is it all
Those are the main.
a world building up to a boss fight?
Yeah, like each area has it. Each area, it's weird though. Each area has its own boss. You're kind of like when you defeat a boss.
Oh, big pigs.
Yeah, big Russian pigs that have a lot of blood. It really is quite classic. It's quite a classic setup. Like you've got an area that looks different from any other area, and you've got a boss of that area. Very classic. And the enemies like reflect the area sometimes. So like you've got a village, you've got these villagers. You go into like a boggy area, you've got some insects.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
But
all the world's quite varied from each other.
It's all one place.
Victorian thing.
They're not worlds. They're just all one place. They're all connected. You can all go in and out of them. It's like a labyrinth.
So that's just more like a warp zone to skip about quicker.
Yeah, you can skip about quicker. Yeah, and so they're not levels. It's just all one big map. And actually, in fact, you can go back on yourself sometimes. You can make shortcuts through things. And areas do change when you go through. So no spoilers, but like more things appear as like as you fight more. Yeah. That's right.
It's got a very nice aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
it suits the game
looking.
quite well.
It's really, really nice.
Like it's. I mean, I say it suits the game quite well. It is the game. You know what I mean? All of the style of the art style fits in well with the type of monsters that they want in this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is kind of out of proportion in a nice way. It doesn't look wrong. They just makes them look more creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up through here?
It's another boss area, probably.
Will the bosses respawn, or
No, they won't respawn.
because you've already taken them out?
Yeah, I've taken. I probably wouldn't be. I probably die quite easy by the boss. The bosses are really extraordinarily hard. I think if you don't die against a boss at least once, then you're very, very good. You're much better than I am. I mean, the first boss took me a couple of times, but then the second boss just took me ages.
Yeah.
And then there's one specific boss, which is actually just like a powered up version of another boss, which is just, I think, probably the hardest boss in the game. It's like this flaming dog. It's really, really great. But I just wanted to show you this game because I thought it's really great. Giant nuts. And I hope you give it a try. The new DLC is coming out soon, so there'll probably be like, I think there's like a Game of the Year edition or something like that.
Yeah.
Coming out soon. So if you haven't bought it, buy it. Get the DLC. It's gonna be great. It's simple to pick up. You will die a lot.
It is difficult, but it's not hard to play. It's just quite difficult to master.
Yeah, difficult to master. Yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't say difficult either. It's just that you've got to get through that first bit.
Yeah.
Because like any RPG, you're leveling up, and like as soon as you get hit like a certain level, things become a lot easier. So like it's just like
so there's less like it doesn't level up with you quite as much as other games do. You have to level up to get ahead of everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Compared to because a lot of other games would put the enemies at roughly the same level you are to make it a consistent challenge. Whereas this, you can get above, and it just gives you more things to fight.
I don't think you'll ever. It'd be very hard to get above.
Not the bosses, but I mean the regular enemies.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a really. I'm reasoning through this because I'm quite a high level for this part of the game.
What level are you at?
I have no idea. There you go. Level 184.
What does it go up to?
I think it's unlimited.
Oh, wow. So there's some people that are probably crazy high on this then.
Maybe it's not unlimited. I think it's like 300 or something.
That's still quite a lot.
But like, there's New Game Plus and the enemies get real hard.
Yeah.
There's multiple endings, which is interesting. To platinum, obviously there's an next point for it. But yeah, Bloodborne, give it a try.
Might have a look. I don't know if this kind of style is my thing.
It'll creep
this,
you out.
This kind of game setup, yeah.
It
looks like it's very well done.
You know, I reckon 50% of the people who pick up this game will drop it after half an hour and not go back to it.
Yeah.
And then I reckon 10% who would normally not pick it up and have picked it up and kept on going with it.
Got them really into it.
Yeah. They've discovered it.
Games.
Yeah, they've discovered it. Even though this hasn't made me want to play Dark Souls, because I know it's a slower game. But I do hope there is another Bloodborne, another game with that.
Yeah, kill these pigs for no reason. But that's it for this episode. This is Bloodborne with Rosomo. And we will see you soon on Renegade Pineapple. We're going to play some Dragon's Quest after this. Bye-bye.
Bye. More to construction.
Oh, my alert queen.
Oh dear.
There we go. There's something good for you to fight. Let's see this.
Okay. Oh dear Lord.
No. Make a gap. Don't be rude now.
Oh, big pigs.
Yeah, big Russian pigs.